a Saw, like, that doesn't give away your composition at all. Like, you have no idea what they're going to be trying to do now that the Saw has been locked in, so they just play it safe and ban away the Catherine.
Yeah, not a surprising ban at all coming out there, but surely now TSM need to go with something very defensive when it comes to captains. You need to be able to protect this Saw during the fights because he can become very vulnerable.
Take Vox, because Vox can dance around the Grace and they deny the Vox on Zeo. Even though CP Saw would do well into Vox, honestly, because Vox doesn't have that much far of a range. So let's say they do pick up the Vox here, and then they can last pick their captain, which could be a Finn, a Lance, probably Lance though, like Bacon said, would be the best option, I feel. Or are you going to take Baptiste captain?
Adagio
comes
is the
Oh
answer.
no. I think I know what they're doing.
The Saw push comp?
The Saw push comp. This was something that Switch and I and a lot of the old-time viewers may be very familiar with. You basically take a Saw, you put an Adagio with him, and then you put something like a Finn or a Lance, that's something really tanky, and you just go shove turrets. This is where the phrase Saw push turret comes from. You can take down the tier 3 turret by the 7-minute mark if you play this properly. It is absolutely insane.
Well, we'll see whether they're going to be able to pull that one off. A Kestrel and a Glaive are going to be the lock-ins for Immortals. They've got a very standard composition on that side of the draft. Quite the opposite going on for the likes of TSM. We'll see how they round that one out. It's going to be a Gwen.
Wow.
Definitely not the tanky frontline we were talking
Not
about.
the Saw push comp.
Well, Gwen is good into Glaive in the sense that her Skedaddle can minimize the afterburn and dodge it or cancel it. And also Grace as well. If she gets hit by the Holy Nova, Gwen can ease Skedaddle out of it.
Yeah, for sure. And this is looking more like the CP Saw heading towards the jungle. Again, now that we've got a Gwen locked in, it's very unlikely that goes towards the jungle. So you'd expect Von C to be grabbing this one again. We've seen him play it earlier today to great success. We'll see whether Immortals are going to have a better time shutting it down. But let's remember, in that series against Cloud9, they were versus a Glaive, and it just couldn't deal with the Saw.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely potential here for the CP Saw to come out and have another level of great effect. It's going to be tough, though. Again, if with the substitute in, you have to question how much synergy they do have built up with him. Even though they've played a few games, in solo queue, that's very different from playing against another top competitor.
All right, well, we've got to get on into this one. The players are loaded in, so let's jump on ourselves. Hashtag Vainglory 8. Let us know who you want to win this final week of the Vainglory 8. Let's pass it to our casters once again as we head onto the Halcyon Fold for Immortals going up against TSM.
Saw pick in the draft, first rotation. This is how Vainglory legends are made, Scoundrel. Von C, second game tonight playing Saw. It beat Cloud9. Let's see if we can beat Immortals as well.
I mean, legends, if you say so, Dalsy.
I said so.
Yeah, this is an interesting composition from TSM. Got an incredible ability to siege turrets. You can really put pressure on Dienzio as well. It's a two-man invade, and TSM can very quickly collapse if Saw can make it over. Max Green isolated here, and actually TSM are doing a good job of just putting pressure onto this very risky push for the Immortals roster.
Wow, they're not even going to get the healing camp here. Lucky Bread lights everyone alive. And it is going to be T-Tigers joining, but here is the Saw, the suppressing fire. And Lucky Bread going to take first blood for TSM. See ya, T-Tigers. It's going to be TSM a double kill in the early game. And Lucky Bread getting all of the experience necessary. Oops. Best Chuck wanted to go back to base. Instead, he's going to get himself some gold experience and a bit of healing from this Elder Treant. Now he's going to make that backport.
Use alternative strategies to give Immortals false hope. TSM come back into the second game swinging, and they absolutely punish Immortals from what was a very risky invade, given that they saw both Best Chuck and Lucky Bread on the top side of their jungle, knowing that Von C was very likely just clearing his back, yet they continued to stay around at that forward healing tree. It was deserving of punishment, and TSM doled it out and have a 2-0 advantage here. Von C likely going to be going down that CP build path again after following the double weapon blade start. The Tigers, the silver lining is that he's been able to clean his jungle twice now, so he's had a couple of rotations, which is fine for him. But TSM off to a good start.
Certainly are, and they've got Von C in the lane as well. Possibly looking to do a bit of pressure. He's going to pop his roadie run, looking for the central Treant. And a spot that is still ongoing, but the suppressing fire won't be in time. Now the glimmer shots coming out. Von C just popping himself back with the roadie run, and T-Tiger's going to lay down some damage. Previous game, Vonsi was cosplaying T-Tiger's Scoundrel,
Yeah.
making himself the enemy jungler. Right now, it is currently T-Tiger's looking to get his own back and saying, you can't cosplay me. As Vonsi's now in a bit of trouble. Max Green here with T-Tigers. Lucky Bread on the other side of these two. The jungle invade in full swing. Like Vonsi should be able to secure his camp. He does. Now T-Tigers is going to try and get this front treant. Can Lucky Bread steal it? No, he cannot. It is going to be T-Tigers taking that one away as he tries to lay down some damage. He's actually in a bit of trouble. Here comes Saw. Here comes Vonsi. Suppressing fire, laying down a bit of damage. And look at the rotation coming out of Best Chuck. They're going to try and scissor them, pincer them. But Vonsi's lost his life. T-Tiger's trying to fight his way out. And that's a great block coming out of Best Chuck to make sure he doesn't get knocked up. Lucky Bread looking for the solo kill. Best Chuck can't get involved. Can they find at least one? No, the heal doesn't connect with Max Green. And looks like Immortals may get away with it. No, it's going to be Lucky Bread stealing away that kill. Max Green solos out another carry. This guy's the carry killer, Scoundrel. I think that's the title I will to give him after this game. Days of games.
I heard of that tactic before, Dowsey. Probably not in Vainglory, though. Anyway, Vonsi here. Obviously, the interesting part about this is it's a very, very... static again. We talked about how static Saw was in the previous game, and that actually gives Kestrel the ability to focus him down that much more readily. If you are static versus a CP Kestrel, you are asking to take a dead ton of damage, you know, directly to the face, and that's what I think TSM will have to be careful of here. If they keep Vonsi too static, he's going to be a prime target for even an active camo setup when enough CP comes down for T-Tigers. You know, he could literally walk on top of Vonsi and then set up an active camo stun because of how slow that Saw movement speed is. Beshik and A is just going to ward them back. The buckshot really just pushing them forward back and allowing Vonsi to set up for that active camo. But that exactly there illustrated my point, Dowsey. Suppressing fire makes him a prime target for those glimmer shots.
Yeah, the difference between Petal and Kestrel is that Kestrel loves it when you stand still. Oh, look at that. Vonsi stabs away the life. That's going to be a Holy Nova knocking him up, but it's going to be Max Green stabbed again. Vonsi just jumping in, jumping out. Kills going the way of TSM. 5-2 now, and T-Tigers will be able to successfully hold the turret at bay, but you have to watch out for that roadie run.
Oh, man. And Vonsi working up towards that Shatter Glass. You know, if you catch Kestrel in that damage that Vonsi can output, that is just ridiculous because Kestrel doesn't build shielding. She doesn't really build any defense at all from the jungle. So she's going to have to be very careful about how she positions, how she leaves herself open for a potential roadie run, execute, or, you know, like we said, just getting caught in suppressing fire could be devastating for her because she can't slip into active camo when you're taking that active damage either. Positioning is key here for T-Tigers in this game. He needs to find the way to put pressure onto Vonsi without getting caught in the suppressing fire himself.
Yeah, no, for sure. TSM currently making this work. Oh, the suppressive fire onto T-Tigers half helps him. Makes him very vulnerable here. That's going to be the Shatter Glass finish for T-Tigers. He's a little bit further ahead of Vonsi, as Vonsi's had to prioritize a reflex block in his build. The one-shot not quite connecting onto Best Chuck, who went a little bit more aggressive. And now Lucky Bread with a heal and comes into lane, has Fountain ready as well. Damage goes on to D'Enzio. Lucky Bread substituted in for Flash X so he can get some experience here. He's actually doing a fairly good job in this game. Can he keep Best Chuck alive? Where's the Fountain? It comes out. Oh, they trade kills. One apiece, but it's the carry going down for carry. Can they get anything else? Vonsi puts the suppressing fire down. Can't quite get the kill onto Max Green though. He has the energy to go in with the roadie run. T-Tiger's very low. All the Mad Cannon's popped as well. They can't quite get in range of this Kestrel.
No, but they'll have that ability to put pressure on him from afar with that suppressing fire. That's him being static. That's Vonsi almost punished for it. One of those glimmer shots did miss, and he gets away with the roadie run there, but that's where you've got to be careful versus a CP Kestrel. Best Chuck pops a level 5 infusion here off the back of his tension bow spike, working towards that Sorrow Blade, the 2-item spike that Gwen can hit really, really bloody hard with when she hits that. So maybe looking to capitalize on this mid game. He's now level 6. They can snipe someone out with the aces high and burst them very quickly.
Certainly can. Once more, Max Green has the top kills in the server, or currently tied against Best Chuck, and he's diving in for more. Oh, the damage that goes down onto Best Chuck when he gets caught, and Max Green is just so healthy for it. The Shattered Glass has been finished. This CP Saw ready to lay down a huge suppressive fire, ready to go in with a roadie run and just take out people's lives. Lucky Bread has a hard task of keeping Best Chuck alive here. The one shot dodged out by Best Chuck. Bonsi now ready to lay down the suppressing fire for his team.
Yeah, again, they're going to force T-Tigers back. T-Tigers needs a little bit more energy regen. He's going to pick up 2 energy batteries. Obviously, Glimmer Shots are very energy hungry, so there's no way that he can stand there spamming them. Best Chuck takes a lot of damage. Dienzio takes a lot of damage in return. Here we go.
First on this comp, there's the suppressive fire. It gets 1, it gets 2! Swiggity sweetie! Vonsi coming for that booty. You have to watch out, T-Tigers, because this Saw's ready to party.
Almost, Dalsy. Didn't quite rhyme.
I don't care, Scoundrel. Look at this, Vonsi goes in. That is the suppressive fire. T-Tigers, where does he go? Straight into a Dank Shank. That's where, Scoundrel. Holy moly. Who would have thought CP Saw, TSM, just destroying opponents with it?
And again, if you don't build the defense against a CP Saw, he'll do very similar things to a CP Kestrel, although he does it all in one go. And the Dank Shank, very good at executing very squishy targets. CP Kestrel has to be so careful. T-Tiger's positioning is going to be key this game if he wants to bring the team back in. A lot of it is going to be about peeling for him, I think, from Dienzio and Max Green. And that's going to make Saw a little bit more viable in a specific scenario, because often you like to try and isolate Saw because he's such an easy target to lock down and isolate. But here, if you deliver Saw to your team to try and set him up for a kill, he could just run at your Kestrel and blow her up in one hit. So I mean, it's more, I think, about just creating space for T-Tigers this game, allowing him to try and win the game from afar without Saw getting into range to find those executing blows.
Bonsi currently 1-4. T-Tigers almost taking down Best Chuck, but he's going to get healed up here. Here comes Bonsi straight onto Dienzio, looking for the damage. Fountain's been popped. The one shot into Lucky Bread, but an Aces High connects onto Max Green. Trading out damage here, piece by piece. Vonsi, though, taking a bit of fire from across the other side. TSM desperately trying to hold on to their turret here. TSM able to find a bit of damage, though, onto T-Tigers. It is going to be this wave cleared up. They dive on in, they get the turret. Vonsi's looking to put himself in the middle of it all. 511, not quite the kill, but the Mad Cannon has been popped, so have the boots, and Dienzio's in so much trouble. Where is the suppressive fire? It's not there for Vonsi. Gonna stop up Max Green, though. The damage is unreal onto him. Lucky Bread fancying that he might have a kill, but he doesn't want to go for it. And it is currently TSM looking to push onto this tier 2 turret.
Where do you think Best Chuck's going with this build? Do you think he's going to go towards a breaking point, or just there we go? That's the setup I was talking about.
Active camo. Oh, it doesn't quite connect. Oh, but they find the kill. Trade 1 for 1. The block by Lucky Bread saving Vonsi's life. Can they get out alive is the question. TSM running from T-Tigers. Max Green moving in. He's the carry killer, but the carry is already dead. So how can he kill him? Thinking emoji right now. It's going to be Max Green moving forward, looking for Vonsi. Here's T-Tigers as well. Oh dear, no. Vonsi goes down. Lucky Bread looking to try and escape, but Max Green's got it. In fact, it will be the snipe from T-Tigers giving his jungler the kill instead. Scoundrel. Good guy, Max Green.
Yeah, and that's the setup, by the way, we were talking about, trying to get that active camo under a very immobile target. That's where the vision is going to be so important for Lucky Bread. He has got that contraption on board already. It looks like he's working towards... Imagine this to be is it a null wave gauntlet he's going towards here, Dalsy? Obviously shuts down Grace pretty heavily, so it's a good item to pick up. There's the active camo trap, an aggressive move by T-Tigers here. It's not getting spotted out by the turret either, but there is that scout trap, and it will bring that active camo into vision.
TSM starting to fall behind with this CP Saw. Couple mistakes, and all of a sudden Immortals are back on in it. Now, Immortals do rely on Cloud9 doing them a solid, Scoundrel. In the third place decider, Cloud9 and Nova currently battling it out. Nova will be wanting to also bite into the seeding. If they're able to take the series over Cloud9, they will be able to secure third seed for themselves, and they won't be able to be caught either, I believe, by Immortals. So it's very interesting, the dynamics there. There's some tiebreakers certainly to be considered. We don't know the results right now. I think game 1's still ongoing. TSM, Immortals have switched sides. It is now going to be Immortals on the B side as they have been caught out just a little bit. TSM trying to move in for a kill, but they have to be very careful. Here comes Von C running around. Suppressing fire goes down. Tigers punishing him. Dienzio with the knockback. Can he get away, Von C? Yes, he can. Oh, Dienzio taking a lot of damage. Von C, Mad Cannon still running. And that's going to be the kill going over to Lucky Bread. Gets his third here on the Halcyon forward. A huge stun from Tigers. He has the one shot as well. Von C's moving in for the killing blow, though. Suppressing fire goes down. They know that they're stuck here. Oh! Tigers blows up Best Chuck. Tigers one shot will connect with Lucky Bread. Can he get any more is the question. Almost out of energy. Von C lurking around the corner. It is going to be Lucky Bread escaping as well.
Man, T-Tiger's doing some work in this game. He's got the Void Battery. Wonder if he's going to work that towards a Clockwork. You imagine with a double Shatter Glass, that's probably where he's going to go. Clockwork would mean he has a massive damage output and can get the glitter shots hitting readily as well as giving the active camo a cooldown reduction, basically giving perma in active camo if he didn't have that already, and can set up more traps as well. And those traps have been so influential. Lucky Bread not quite got enough vision down, even with this contraption, to keep tabs on T-Tigers right now. He's getting through these fights so nicely. There's the isolation.
It is the isolation. It is going to be Best Chuck caught out here. He's going to go down. No, he doesn't. He gets healed up. The one shot onto Von C, the ace is high onto Max Screen. Dienzio's going to lose his life to a Dank Shank. No, he doesn't, because Lucky Bread steals the kill. And that means that the Dank Shank doesn't find it. Where are you going, T-Tigers? Okay, T-Tigers. That was the wrong direction. There's a turret there, my man. Maybe he couldn't see it. Now it is going to be TSM pushing up, looking for this tier 2 turret and perhaps a gold miner as well.
Okay. So that was an interesting move again. I think isolating Kestrel there was really good for TSM. And Best Chuck, the problem was, if you are T-Tigers and you reveal yourself right next to Best Chuck and you don't get the active camo stun damage, he's got the burst to be able to just completely wipe you off. And it was enough to force T-Tigers back into a sort of I guess a position that wasn't quite so good for positioning with his glimmer shots. And that's what Best Chuck can do. He's got a lot of on-hit burst damage with his heroic perk and the tension bow alongside the Sorrow Blade, and really put pressure onto T-Tigers when he revealed himself and didn't quite find that kill. So when you make those moves as T-Tigers, you've got to be damn sure that you're going to get those active camo stuns. And that's why Von C's the easier target to try and isolate, because of how slow he is and obviously how easy it is to set those active camo stuns up on him.
Currently it is a 3,000 gold lead right now at Scoundrel to TSM. Kraken has just spawned onto the map. Last game we didn't even get to see the Kraken spawned. Immortals had finished it that quickly, but this time TSM are saying to Immortals that it's not going to be that easy. A good stun though into Lucky Bread. Best Chuck in a lot of trouble. Aces High connects. Can he get away? Oh, he gets the kill before losing his life. And now Von C's going to charge forward on this CP Saw. He's a little bit slow though, so can't quite move in for the kill just yet. But you watch him. If he gets to sit there and lay down some suppressing fires, then Immortals have to be careful.
The problem for Immortals is if Dienzio is delivering Gwen directly to T-Tigers and not getting the kill instantaneously after the afterburn, it's only creating bad moves for Immortals. You need to be sure that if you're going to sort of isolate someone and push them towards your CP Kestrel, they're going to die the immediate second that you force that afterburn. If you're not, you're just making it worse for T-Tigers here, because he needs the space in the CP Kestrel. That's where his advantages lie right now. He has the ability to fire from range without being punished too heavily. Dienzio can't do that and fire a Gwen with that much burst damage directly into T-Tigers, because it's only going to spell bad news, like we said. So I'd like to see a little bit more priority placed on positioning of these afterburns, playing around the fact that T-Tigers needs the space to function here.
All right. Kraken's still on the map pick, Scoundrel. TSM shown they have the burst potential. Can Immortals do anything? Oh, what was that move? Von C went left, right, and center. He's a ping pong ball. Dienzio gets the hill, but he's going to go down. The Dank Shank finds it, and that's going to be a 1-for-1 trade. Now we're in a very strange position because Von C's dead. The 2 versus 2, there's stealth available, And Best Chuck has shown that he can burst a Kestrel down just as quickly.
Oh,
Almost falls
baby!
into the trap. It's Lucky Bread who gets bursted. Now it's going to be this Kestrel walking away. You can reveal her with a ability. One shot. Oh, that was a lot of damage. And now T-Tiger's looking to take down Lucky Bread and find himself a double kill. It's an ace coming in through for Immortals. And it's going to be the Kraken, their reward.
Look how different this is when T-Tigers has the ability to snipe from range without being within that basic attack range of Best Chuck and A. Again, this is a CP Kestrel specifically designed to just single-handedly carry from afar without being within range of any damage at all. That's where she excels. Again, Lucky Bread's vision control isn't good enough. You can obviously give credit over to Immortals for clearing that out and obviously being able to just continue to maintain their own vision control despite not having a contraption. But against the CP Kestrel, you need scout traps left, right, center, on turrets, under turrets, next to walls, in brushes, next to trees, on Kraken. Everywhere on the Halcyon Fold needs to have scout traps if you're playing into a CP Kestrel. And for the most part, I feel like T-Tigers is getting away with these maneuvers way too much. Does get spotted out there nicely though, and blown up.
Wow, that was instant, Scoundrel. Where did he go? I can't see the Kestrel. She used active camo, that's why I can't see her. Hidden off the map. Max Green in trouble. It is going to be this suppressive fire coming down, so they're going to be able to make sure that this Kraken goes down as quickly as possible. They don't actually have much Kraken taking ability. Dangshank? Ooh, Divine Intervention and the Holy Shield. Max Green showing he knows how to play his grace.
Max Green needs to die. He just walks
dead.
to his death.
No, he's not. Oh, Dangshank, 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 Dangshank. Oh, never mind. He doesn't get in range. It's Lucky Bread finding the kill. All right. It is going to be the Kraken taken down. Immortals able to find one turret with it. That's a net gold, though, over to TSM. They're going to have a little bit more gold in their pockets over the side of Immortals here.
I guess that Max Green was specifically trying to buy time for Kraken. Just by, trying to distract TSM as much as possible. Wanted to try and allow Kraken to get at least another turret, but it was a far-fetched attempt there, I think. And a far-fetched attempt there, I think, at trying to make that happen. I actually just sort of, I guess, threw a little bit of shade at Lucky Bread's vision control, but Lucky Bread's vision control actually won TSM that fight because that single scout trap basically highlighted T-Tiger's position as he tried to flank there and made him very easily killed and focused by the TSM squad. So, props.
You know what, Scoundrel? What you did there was you set up Lucky Bread to prove you wrong.
Exactly.
And this guy, the new player, the substitute for TSM, Flash X's protege, comes through and proves just that he can set up vision like a god.
Yeah, and it was a really nice chain of suppressing fire into Ace's High. Something that we didn't talk about, the combination between suppressing fire and slowing down that target in that small line skill shot does make it easier for Best Chuck to land that Ace's High, which can be fairly difficult sometimes to actually end up landing. So yeah, I think that's a nice combination, especially if you can find that vision onto T-Tigers. It's something that you can easily execute on, and you don't usually build reflex block as T-Tigers on a CP Kestrel, so it just makes him that much of an easier target. Maybe relying more on Max Green to potentially have the Crucible for that scenario, but when you're going so far forward on a CP Kestrel, then, and you're out of the range of the Crucible, you do run that risk.
Okay. 21 minutes, Scoundrel. Currently, TSM holding on for their lives. Mortals have shown many proactive moves, but they have to be careful. Active camo trap hasn't been spotted by TSM. It does look like they are able to avoid it. I think it may have just been spotted just on the edge, just the tip. Now, Immortals trying to push forth. They need to blow up either this Saw or this Gwen. See if they can do it. T-Tigers dancing around vision right now. Lucky Bread taking a lot of damage. The one shot will come through, but doesn't quite connect with a target. Kind of needed Max Green to slow them down with a benediction there. Retribution attack could have really helped set up that one shot.
We've got a clockwork on Lucky Bread now as well. Maybe just looking to make sure those heals come off cooldown more frequently and gives him the ability to channel Verse of Judgment as well more frequently. That comes off cooldown. And it looks like he's working towards some CP of his own. So being maybe a bit more aggressive with that Gift of Fire too here, Darcy.
is definitely aggressive. Oh, that suppressing fire is doing so much work. T-Tigers almost loses his life. Gets to the divine defense.
Oh, the active
Huge
camo!
stun! Active camo. T-Tigers, what a god. The one shot onto Best Chuck. It's actually going to eat up by Lucky Bread. Only Best Chuck left alive. Lucky Bread dies for his carry. And Max Green says, I am the carry killer and you're in my sights. Best Chuck trying to run away.
Ace.
Dienzio steals it from Max Green. That's anticlimactic. It's an ace for Immortals coming on through and another Kraken to be taken.
Man, that is insane. TSM got so hungry for the kill onto T-Tigers, so thirsty because they thought they'd caught out a CP Kestrel. They didn't pay attention to the scout traps that he'd set up. They maybe neglected to flare over, thinking that they'd caught him out of that active camo, and walked directly into the trap that was so perfectly pincered by T-Tigers when he had the opportunity to do so. And massive, massive stun onto Von C. They get the turret as well. One shot, one kill, maybe helping out with that. I didn't quite see if it landed, but obviously now with just one turret for Kraken to do. I love the split there from Immortals. Dienzio takes 2 turrets, or helps the team take 2 turrets at the very least, and now Kraken only has to push through 1. And like you said, if you split the focus, sometimes this Kraken taking ability of the TSM roster isn't going to be quite as high. And this might be a good push for Immortals. This might even seal them the game and the week.
Yeah. Not only that, it's going to put them at 16 points if they secure it. They have tiebreakers, 1, I believe, over Nova if Nova was to tie for 16 points, and hammers. So Immortals still in position to leapfrog their opponents and get into 3rd seed. It really does rely on Nova's and how their series goes for them. Here we go, Immortals setting up, looking for T-Tigers though. That's got a great stun onto Best Chuck, does a lot of work. And look at the back door coming through from Dienzio. TSM have been debated. Let's get it in chat. It's Immortals taking the series of TSM. They cannot stop it. The one shot comes through, and Immortals, after 3 weeks here in the Vainglory 8, going to take a finals victory over TSM.
Man, that bait of T-Tigers on the CP Kestrel, and TSM kept falling for it. That was 2 fights in a row, and Dienzio was perfectly poised to take that final turret, and they take the 1st place victory here from this week in the VG8, and they secure, like you said, Dalsy, that 3rd spot for the Unified Western Live Championships. Massive win for Immortals this week.
Incredible win for Immortals, and that just about wraps it up. The regular season of Vainglory 8. It's been an exciting one. Let's throw it back over to the desk to give us our closing thoughts.